friends, and welcome. I'm so glad you joined me today. One of my favorite additions to the game in Update 4 has been the critter companion houses and accessories, and as soon as I saw them, the wheels started turning with ideas for builds. The companions are way too cute to be tucked away in storage, so today I'm bringing you a petting zoo speed build in the Forest of Valor. Without further ado, let's get on with it. For my petting zoo, I decided to set up separate areas for the different varieties of critters, and this first area is going to be for the turtles and crocodiles. And of course they need water to swim in, so this watering hole is perfect for their area. I used the wire mesh fence to create their little enclosures. Now a disclaimer here, the critters don't actually stay in the enclosures, so the fence is purely for aesthetics. For the ravens and sunbirds, I used the lighted gazebo to create an aviary. I love using these banners from Coco to add a pop of color to each little critter cage. And of course, birds need trees, so I added some birch trees and some maple trees to the aviary. I had to kind of do a little bit of moving around here because I wanted the critter house and the aviary to be kind of hidden since birds don't really live in houses like this. To finish off the aviary, I added in the flying companion feeder as well as some bird houses and this cute little hummingbird feeder that I think came from Scar's quests. For this next one, you'll see me struggle a little bit with the fencing. For most things, I don't mind if things aren't perfectly symmetrical, but for fences, I do like symmetry. I did edit a lot of it out, but I left some of it in because sometimes when I watch other people's videos, I feel like they just don't struggle like I do. And I wanted all of you to know that if you struggle like me, you're not alone. So you'll see that I had placed a plant down and then removed it almost right away. I'm trying to pay attention to my item limits as I've previously hit the limit for both the unique items and total items. So I decided to go with a tree in the enclosure instead of the plant. For lighting, I went with the wooden lamppost, and then I placed one of the customizable signs at the entrance of each enclosure, and you'll see what I use these for in just a minute. My favorite part of this entire build was going into live mode and adding all of the critters. Since I placed 4 companion houses in the area, I was able to add a total of 16 animals to my petting zoo. As I mentioned previously, I placed turtles and crocodiles in the enclosure with the watering hole. Next to them, I placed foxes and raccoons. Bunnies and squirrels went across from them, and of course sunburns and ravens went into the aviary. I used the signs at the entrance to each enclosure to mark foods that can be fed to the critters who live there. It may not be completely accurate to gameplay, but I still thought it was cute. For pathing, I used a different path for each animal's enclosure to kind of give the area a little bit of variety. I decided to trade the tree in the turtle and crocodile area to a palm tree to better fit with the watering hole. At the entrance to my petting zoo, I used the same banners that I used at the enclosure entrances. I used the trellis arch on each side to allow villagers to enter the zoo. I then placed a counter where villagers are able to pay their admission as well as purchase treats to feed the critters inside the petting zoo. I decided to use the asphalt path as the main walking area of my petting zoo. To me, it really felt the most realistic, and I really like the simplicity of it. Since this build is in the forest, I decided to keep the decor outside the enclosures a little bit more natural, so I stuck with just trees and some underbrush that is native to the biome. On either side of the entrance, I added just a few more pieces of the wire mesh fence to add some depth to the build, as well as some separation between the open forest and the build. Down the center of the path, I added some aquariums where villagers can feed fish, as well as some benches for seating. I also used the new waste bins that players can obtain in the new Disney Park Star Path, and I have to say, I love this item. The last thing I did in this build was to add an outhouse and a sink for hand washing at the end of the pathway. I know I always say this, but this was really a fun build to do. I love all of the companions in the game, and I think the ability to place them in the valley is probably my favorite new feature introduced in the most recent update. It is a little chaotic up here with 16 critters running around since they don't necessarily stay in their enclosures, but they're so adorable, and I really love running up here just to pet them all. That's all I had for you today, friends. Until next time, peace out.